Hi, my name's Evie. I'm one of the plant gurus here at Grow Urban, and today in this short video I'm going to show you the basics of caring for your plants in spring. First thing to do is to check if your plant actually needs repotted. The best way to do this, if you look at the base of the pot, you'll see the roots are beginning to come out of the drainage holes at the base of the plant, and this tends to be a sign that your plant's ready to be repotted. Another way to do this is to gently remove your plant from its plastic pot and check if the roots at the base are spiraling densely. This means that it's used up all the space in its pot. Faster growing foliage plants will tend to need to be repotted annually, whereas slower growing ones are going to take a lot less time to repot. So ZZs and Sansevierias like to almost be bursting out of their pots before you repot them, so just make sure to double check that before you start. So today I'm going to be starting repotting this Monstera deliciosa. As you can see from the base, the roots are coming out the bottom, so this is a good sign that it's ready to be repotted. This tends to be done between March and September. As the days are getting longer, brighter, and the temperature is becoming a bit warmer, it's the best time to repot your plant as they're coming out of their dormancy period. So what you'll need is a clean growing pot with drainage holes in the base like this one here. If you're recycling an old pot, just make sure to clean it out with soap and hot water. This gets rid of any pests or contaminants that might be in the pot. So you want to make sure that your growing pot is no bigger than 5 centimeters larger than the original pot. So the pot that I've got here is a 17 centimeter pot, and we're going to be repotting into a 21 centimeter pot. So you're going to need for a Monstera deliciosa, you'll need a free draining general houseplant compost. I'm using the one that we have in the shop here, which is just a general houseplant repotting mix. Every plant has different kind of requirements. Most plants will need something like this, but just make sure to double check what your plant is. Succulents and cacti like an even more free draining one, and bonsais and other plants will slightly change in compost. And finally, you'll need a tray or a plastic bag, just because repotting gets a bit messy. You don't want to have any spills. So, to begin with, you want to gently remove your plant from its plastic pot. I tend to squeeze the plant just a little bit to loosen it up in the pot. There we go. So as you can see, the roots are spiraling quite densely here, so this definitely needs to be repotted. You just want to gently kind of loosen up the roots before you put them into their new pots. So once you've done that, we're going to put a thick layer of compost in the bottom of our new pot. And then you want to pop your plant in and just make sure it's maybe about 1 centimeter below the top of the pot. So that's maybe sitting a bit high, so I'll take some of the new compost out the base. So if you pop your plant in, and then we're just going to fill up the sides of the pot with the new compost. So when you're popping the compost into the sides, just compress it slightly just to make sure it's filling any gaps that are in the base of the pot. And then you just want to fill it up until it reaches the base of the stem. So once we've done that, you just want to wipe down the leaves. Houseplants photosynthesize through their leaves, so it's just good to remove any dirt or dust from them. I'm just using just a cloth with some water on it. Right, so I've just compressed the top just a little bit, and now what you want to do is fully saturate the compost. So just with your watering can. And I tend to just Do this as if you were watering a plant. Fill it until it starts to drain out the bottom. So now that your compost is fully saturated and we're finished with watering, you just want to mist the leaves just to keep them lush, just with water. So now that you've repotted, you've replaced the nutrients in the soil because you've replaced it with new soil. So you're not going to need to feed your plant for at least another 6 weeks. So over winter, plants can become what we call etiolated. This means that the leaves at the top are becoming a bit leggier as they're trying to reach towards light in winter. This is particularly common in succulents and asparagus ferns. If you suspect that this is happening to your plant, I would just cut off whatever leaves are becoming a bit leggy at the top with either, we have little snips here, or just clean sharp scissors. This is just going to promote growth at the base of the plant and make your plant a bit bushier. So we have quite a few fertilizers available in our shop. Our go-to is liquid gold leaf. You only need about a drop of gold leaf to like a litre of water. So this goes a long way and it's a really good feed. We also have a range of more specific feeds for your houseplants. General houseplant, cactus, orchid, a couple of other ones. Again, you only need to put a really small amount of these feeds, about a teaspoon to a litre for those ones. To feed your plants. When feeding, you just add the feed to a litre of water and just water as you normally would. We do also have a couple of spray feeds available for general houseplants. You just spray these directly onto the leaves and the top of the soil. So for this plant, the Monstera that we've just repotted, you probably only want to feed this about once a month until September. So that's it. That's all our tips and tricks on how to care for your plants during the growing season. We hope you find this helpful, but do let us know if you have any other questions in the comments.